Good morning, everyone. This is Wednesday, April 28th, sorry. It's Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. 10 a.m. in the morning and 10 degrees out, but going to about 15, 16 today, degrees Celsius, okay? So here we are, Dartmouth. The bridge terminal is just up there, and the bridge is right there, and this is Wise Road. Okay, so I'm going to be walking across the bridge today and going downtown. We're going to walk all the way downtown, across the bridge down Brunswick Street, and all the way downtown. And we'll see where we end up, all right? So let's get going. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today in the sunshine, and I hope everybody's staying safe and staying clear of the virus. I'm doing my best. So far, so good. I'm going to wear my mask on my chin, and if anybody's coming, I'll pull it up, because I know it's hard to talk through a mask. It's kind of muffled. So we'll do the best we can. It might be a little windy on the bridge. We'll try to shelter the microphone if I can, and so it won't be too windy. Okay, so hoping for a wonderful day today. I'm very optimistic in the morning. Sometimes nighttime it don't look so good, but the mornings are always optimistic. You got a new day, and you don't know what you're going to meet with today, but it might be enjoyable, it might be fun, it might be an adventure. You never know. Anyway, the sun's shining nice, and I love sunny mornings. Don't care much for rainy mornings, but I love nice sunshiny mornings. Just making sure nobody's behind me. No, okay. I'll stay well over to the right, so if anybody does come on a faster walk than I am, they can go by. I did a bridge walking video when I first started doing videos. I think that was my second video. I walked across the bridge, which was last July or August, maybe August. And that was my one and only bridge video. And I was just new at it then, so I just walked across the bridge and into my video. But I've got a little more seasoned since then. I like to make it a little bit longer. But I thought that was a good video back then, but I was just learning. And I'm still learning. There's lots of stuff I don't know yet. But we'll get there. No hurry. And I hope you enjoy your walk across the bridge with me today. And as I will, enjoy you coming along with me. So here we are, just getting onto the bridge. A beautiful day to walk the bridge. I'm going to not stop too much on the bridge to look down over the sides, because I got a long ways to go. I got to make it all the way downtown without my storage getting full. But we might stop once, look at the skyline across the bridge, down off the side or something maybe. But I won't spend a lot of time doing that, because I'm afraid I'll run out of storage and then I won't be able to complete my video. Well, I know we're all safe in our house for now. I got my vaccination on Sunday, and my wife, because of her work, she had to go do a COVID test yesterday, and that's good. So everybody in our place is good. And we want to keep it like that if we can. But so far, so good. I'm just going to see if I got anybody. No, nobody on the bridge behind me. That's good. It's not too windy up here. I don't imagine you're going to hear the wind much. Traffic's making more noise. than the wind. But maybe when I get out in the middle, it'll be windier. We'll see. I don't walk the bridge that often. I don't know why. I take the ferry quite often. I'm not going to take buses for a while because they say on the news that when you're outdoors, you got a very small chance of picking it up because everything's so dispersed in the air that you're not at very much risk. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you're at a very low risk when you're walking around outdoors, and a high risk when you're sitting inside somewhere. And airplanes and buses and trains, they're all super high risk because you're all in there breathing the same air, and it only takes one on that bus to spread it around. So I'm not taking buses anymore, even though I have had my first vaccine. My second one don't come until August, and I'll feel really good after that one. But in the meantime, and even after, until this variant gets under control, I'm not getting on the bus. I can walk, and the ferry's pretty good. If you don't take it at rush hour, just take it at off hours. There wouldn't be a half a dozen people on that whole ferry in the morning. I've got on there at 10 o'clock, and that was, if not the only one on, there was only one other person sometimes. So it's very safe. The ferry's a safe way to get across. Unless you're going to be like me and walk across the bridge. I could, but I'm walking it today, but I'm not going to walk back. I'm going to walk all the way downtown, hang out a little bit, and then when I go home, I'll take the ferry back over to Portland, and then I'll walk home. So I won't be really confined in any spot. And it's a nice sunny day. I think we're going to 15 or 16 today, so it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day to hang out around town today and try out some coffee and walk around and sit down, walk around. I walked 10 kilometers yesterday, which wasn't bad, and I wasn't making a video yesterday. I was just out walking. I walked 10 kilometers. I made a video the day before. I have one coming up today. The one I'm making today is for Friday. So I'm hoping all goes well, and it might get out tomorrow because it's going to be a nice day again tomorrow, and make something else for Monday. That's my plan. Because it's going to rain on Sunday. You never know, Monday might not be that great. So, go when you can. I just like to keep an eye on behind me. There's nobody behind me, that's good, because I don't want to walk out in front of somebody or get too close to somebody. Keep my distance, so. And if anybody's coming, I'll pull my mask up. For now, it's just down on my chin. Can you see the city through the bars? I'll walk over and give you one peek here. I'm not going to spend too long on it, but there you go. You might be able to see through there. Okay. I'm in the windy part of the bridge now. I'm almost out to the center. Not quite, but almost. I'm out over the water though. There's more wind here. I don't know what it is. There's something about living in a city that's got bridges over the harbor. Nice long bridges like this. I love it. We didn't have that in Toronto. We had an island. We didn't have a harbor like this. Going out in the ocean, we had the lake. We had an island, we had a ferry. But we didn't have a bridge over there. And I really love the bridge. There's a nice romantic feel to a bridge. Not just any bridge, they got to be like a long one and something that's been there a long time, kind of like an iconic type of a bridge. But this Macdonald Bridge been here a long time. It's part of Halifax. You can't live in Halifax and not know about the bridge. So there's something kind of nice about walking across here. I should do it more often. I think in the 3 years, soon be 3 years, July will be 3 years we've been here. I think I might have walked this bridge 4 times. I made one video and the rest I just walked it. 3 more after that, I think. This one might make 5. It wouldn't be any more than that. So that's not a lot. I don't walk it in the winter because there's a lot of wind blows in here. And the wind blows bad enough down at street level with buildings around you. I can only imagine what it's like up on this bridge in the winter. So I don't walk it in the winter. I don't think that's a long walk downtown from walking the bridge and going down Brunswick Street. But we'll see how it goes, how many kilometers I get. I want to beat my record yesterday. Yesterday wasn't my record. I think my longest walk I've done was 23,000 steps. That was a big day. That wasn't all spent doing videos, but part of it was. And I could feel that. There's 10,000, I know it's 10 because I can't feel it. So anything less than 10 is not even a walk. All right, I'm back. I know not to say those 2 words anymore when I'm doing a video. Because when I said them, it turned off my video. I went to Google and was looking up how many of those I had. I know that. I'm just talking about it to other people. So apparently you can't say that or it goes to it. So I know now not to do that. So I'm going to have to patch these 2 videos together. I get my son, he's my editor, so he'll patch them together. And it's a small thing. I got it going again. No big deal. We are now in the middle of the bridge, right here where this thing is. This is the very middle of the bridge. So you want to look one more look out before I stop. I won't stop anymore because I want to get across and so there's the city looking down, and there's the Navy ships in the yard, and over that way is the Irving shipyard, which you can't really see much of it, but if you're lucky you might be able to see the building. So, my train of thought when I got cut off there by the powers that run this phone, I was talking about walking and it tells you all that information when you're walking. So every day when I get home, I look at my phone and see how I did. Yesterday I think I was 15,300 and something. Almost 16,000. So that wasn't too bad. Today I'm going to try to beat that. So it said I walked 10 kilometers, so 10.3 kilometers or almost 16,000 steps, somewhere in there. But I don't think it's 100% accurate, but it's quite accurate. It's accurate in the distance you walked, not exactly accurate in the steps you've taken, because some of them count your actual steps. This one is done more like on GPS, so it counts the kilometers you walked. The distance you traveled is accurate. Now, if you take bigger strides than me, then you might walk less steps to walk the same distance. But it's just an estimate of how many steps you walk. But the actual kilometers is accurate. All right, we'll put that to rest. We're coming down this side now, and Brunswick Street is, I believe it's the first street when I get up here. First is the ramp going down to Barrington, but if you want to take Brunswick, it's the next street after that ramp. Unless I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Well, the wind should get a little quieter, and the traffic should be a whole lot better once I'm off the bridge. I kind of anticipated it would be windy up here on the bridge, because if it's windy on the ground, it's going to be at least twice that up here on the bridge. So that's no surprise. But it won't be long and I'll be down off of the bridge, and there'll be buildings around me a little bit, and the street will be quieter, and it'll be a lot better that way. But it's fun too to walk the bridge, and gives you a look at what it's like walking across the bridge if you don't live in Halifax and you've never been here. We all like to see what it's like walking across different cities, the bridge. And so I know you'll enjoy the bridge walk. Although we are getting some wind right here. It's kind of windy, but I'm trying to shield my microphone. I hope it's working. There's even less wind here now that I'm in over the land. It's much better. Well, we're now across the bridge. Now, I'm supposed to wait here for the light because it's kind of busy and they got an arrow. But if I don't see anything coming, I might just go. If there's nothing coming, I'm gonna go. I don't think that's too big an offense. All right. And here we are on Brunswick Street. Brunswick Street is pretty much a residential neighborhood, so it ought to be quiet down through here. And it'll be an enjoyable walk. In all the years I've lived in Halifax, I have never walked the entire length of Brunswick Street. The first year I was here, I used to busk down on the boardwalk playing music, and I met up with some guys that had a jam session they did at the Catholic Church down here. So I got talking about music and stuff, and they invited me there. So I started coming there to do that. So that's as far as I've come down Brunswick to that church. I just take the bus over and walk down Brunswick to there, and then walk back over and catch the bus back. So this will be my first walk entirely all the way down Brunswick Street. So you're seeing it for the first time maybe, and so am I. You can see the steeple off in the distance. That'd probably be the church where we used to go jamming. But I'm not sure, because there could be a second church there. But I think that would be it. And if you go right up over the hill, Gottingen Street's up there. I think where the bus just went by there, that'd be Gottingen Street. I've walked that a lot, so I thought today we'll walk Brunswick Street. If everybody does shows Gottingen Street at least half a dozen times. I have too. I've been on it several times, and a lot of the streets around that area. So that's something a little different today. The bridge was just too short to make a video all by itself, so I thought, well, what can we do? I walk down Brunswick, and if I still got some space when I get down there, I might do something else. Let's see, here's a little bit of history. Let's stop and look at this. This is a historic site, so the sign says, was put here by Monument Board of Canada and Parks Canada. Okay, so one of the fathers of Confederation, Jonathan Macaulay, lived here. Must be the house right there. It's well kept, well maintained, wrought iron in the front. I would say that was it. And Jonathan Macaulay lived here from 1863 till 1877. He was a journalist and a member of Nova Scotia Legislative Council. He was a supporter of the Colonial Union, attended the Charlottetown, Quebec, and London Conference. He was appointed to the Senate in 1867. And it goes on to tell you about the nice preservation job they did on this building. All right, it's very nice. It's got a nice winding staircase down the outside for a fire escape, and it's got this wrought iron railings that are so prominent in Halifax, and it's well maintained. So that was one of the fathers of Confederation, that when it was first formed. So that's amazing. I didn't know that. A historic site right here on Brunswick Street. If I hadn't walked down there, I wouldn't have learned that. I do know down here at the church, they give lunches out at noon. I think that's a soup and sandwich or something like that, or sandwiches and coffee or something. They give something like that out at noon. So I am liable to encounter a lot of people down in this area. So for a little while, I better probably put my mask up and try not to get too close to people. All right, I guess that'll do. It's not great, but it'll do. It will do, I guess. Yeah, that will do. I hope you can still hear me all right through my mask. It's not that bad. It's not as good as not having it on, but it's not that bad. So we don't have a lot of noise here anyway. That's one of the good side of it. We don't have that traffic noise we had on the bridge. We don't have the wind blowing like that, so it's not too bad if I'm a little bit muffled. Well, it's getting a little busier down here now from here on down. But up the other way, it was nobody walking around up there, but quite a few here. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful day after all the rain before. So this place I just passed is called Hope Cottage. So I guess they get something there for people too that are on the street and don't have money for food. They have something there as well, Hope Cottage. No, yeah. There's several good places like that in Halifax for people that need it. So the Catholic Church down here has it, and the Salvation Army is just up over the hill on Gottingen, not too far down. It's down a ways, but not that far. So that's three places in this area. And I think I saw another one. I saw a place people were coming out of a street that runs off of Gottingen, I believe. It could be North Street, I'm not sure. But there was another spot up there where I saw people coming out of to some kind of a kitchen. So there's probably at least 4 over here in this neighborhood where people can access food if they don't have any. Now let's see what this is. This is the Little Dutch Church. The Little Dutch Church is a modest church and burial ground to the German-speaking people who settled in British colony of Nova Scotia. And the burying ground was set aside in 1752 for the recently arrived immigrants from Europe who formed a cohesive community based on their shared language and faith. They erected this building in 1756. Wow. So we just take a little look down over there at the graveyard. I guess these rocks would discourage people from sitting on this ledge. Probably that's the idea. So there we are. There's the cemetery, the place of remembrance, reflection, and prayer. May your visit bring you peace. All right. So here we are, the Little Dutch Church. Sidewalk closed, use other side. Oh, it's right there. It was there. Yeah, okay. Nothing serious? There's the Murray Warrington Park. Can't tell you much about it other than that. I'm getting a bit of a breeze, but when I got the buildings beside me, it's much better. So I guess the wind's still blowing down here, but it depends on where you are. If you got buildings beside you, not too bad. Hello.
Hello.
Sometimes people meet me and I'm doing videos and they're kind of looking at me like, "What you doing?" So I always greet them and say hello, and that way they know I'm not up to some mischief. I'm friendly. Because a lot of people don't know what these things are. Why you're pointing at it and walking around. Any young person knows that. Or, I'm not young, but I know it. But any young person would know what these are. So I'm not expecting there will be a whole lot of things open today because we are under a stepped up lockdown. We never got completely out of it, but we're back a step or two now. You can still get drive-through, and you can't go in and sit down anywhere, so that's a part of it. It's not too bad now though because the weather's a little better. It was rough in the winter when it was like that. That was a hard thing to to come over to the city and know where to go, and it was cold out. That was hard. But now it's okay. I spend most of my time walking around anyway, so I don't really need anywhere to go when it's sunny and warm. I think this is a church right here where we had the jam sessions. Yes, St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Church. This is it right here. And we went down in the basement. And I know they were fixing lunches for a whole bunch of people at noon. They come in here. And I think they went in that door right there, I think. And, or maybe that walkway. I can't remember now. That was a couple of years ago. And then they were all doing that upstairs, and we went downstairs and did some jamming. There was 3 other guys. There was a guy played bass and 2 guys played guitars. We went there and jammed for a couple hours. But then I got real busy with my playing on the boardwalk, and I didn't have enough time to come here. So I dropped this because a lot of times it worked out. I had a really nice day and I came here, and the next day it rained, so I lost 2 days going to the boardwalk. So I stopped doing this and just concentrated on the boardwalk that year. Made good money down there for just sitting around doing something I like doing anyway. And then the cruise ships were coming in, and I would have my guitar case full of American dollars when I went home at night, piled right up in there. I guess I could do a little bit of jaywalking here, wouldn't hurt. Yeah, not like it's real busy. If it was busy, I wait. I wait when they're busy intersections, but when they're not busy, I don't wait. That looks like a very old building too, with those weather-stained shingles. It must be a historic site of some kind. I would imagine this was one of the main streets back 100 years ago. And over time, it's moved to other locations, but this was probably, yeah, this is definitely a historic village of some kind right here. And over time, things change, but this would have been, I can just picture this back, 200 years ago, what it must look like here. And there's a very old church right there too, and I have no idea what it is because there's no sign on it. It's a historic building, I would say now. Well, this is a very nice street to walk on, Brunswick Street. First time walking all the way down it. And one good thing about it, it's flat. You don't have to go uphill, you don't have to go downhill. It's all flat. I didn't even know that building was like that. I'd probably seen it from up there in Gottingen, but I didn't see this side. Anthony, I didn't even know it was there. Apartments for rent. The Anthony. I had no idea it was there. After 3 years almost here, and I didn't even know that was like that there. I didn't see those buildings. I learned something new today. I've walked down through the intersection that are coming up on. That's as far, and whatever I could see up this way was all I ever saw of this end of Brunswick Street. We'll be downtown. I'd say we're downtown now, but I consider that kind of downtown at the light there. Unless we come down over the hill from Staples and Scotia Square is just over there a little bit. This is the big construction job. Oh, I know why I didn't see that building before. That's the new one that got built here. I didn't realize where I was that close. Now I got it. That's the new building that they built. That's why I never seen it before or heard of it. If you hear me coughing, I don't have COVID, but I do have a bronchial problem and sinuses and stuff. So I'm okay. I'm not sick. It's just I get that drip down my throat from my sinuses, and it makes me choke. It's usually temporary. It don't last that long, and it goes away for a while. So there it is. That's the new building that just went up there. It's called the Anthony. So now we know. And there's apartments for rent in there. I think I'll stay where I am because I can tell you those apartments in there are probably at least $2,000 a month. Some of them could be higher. But I would imagine the minimum would be about 2001. And toot. I used to see that company a lot in Ontario, De Jong. I used to haul furniture into Leon's, and De Jong would be there all the time. So I don't know, they probably hauled everything. We specialized in mattresses and that kind of stuff. This is a busy intersection right here. Always is. Oh, we'll just stand right here for a few minutes until that light turns. Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, we are downtown Halifax now. Oh, sorry. I need to be more aware of what's going on around me sometimes. I get taken up in my videos here, and I think I cut that lady off. But it wasn't intentional. Well, my video's still going, so we might as well make it as long as it goes, and then we'll stop it. I've walked down this street several times making a video, but we never walked all the way down Brunswick before. Now we know it's not that far. It's a good walk, but it's not that far. Yeah, and there you can see out across the harbor over to the ferry terminal. I spend a lot of time there. If I'm just walking around Dartmouth, I get down to the ferry terminal. They got a Tim Hortons in there, a small one. And I buy a coffee and come out and sit outside. And a lot of people do that because there's a lot of benches around there. You can sit and look out over the water while you're having your coffee. And it's a popular spot. And when there's no COVID panic, they got a place upstairs. You can sit down up there. And you can get Wi-Fi everywhere there. Anywhere out in the yard, in the terminal building, upstairs. And there's public libraries also in that building. And you can get Wi-Fi anywhere at all in there. So it goes quite a ways before you lose it. So it's a great place to go and relax. And you got your headphones ready. You can put your headphones on, listen to music, and have a coffee. And before you know it, an hour is gone, you're still sitting there. And there is the Hotel Halifax and the Cogswell Tower. BDC, whatever that means, I'm not sure. And the train tracks are down there. And we are officially in downtown Halifax now, because there's the sign. There's a few of those around, different spots. Just about all the main routes into the city, there's one of those signs up. Well, a lot of days I used to go into Scotia Square and have coffee in there, but that's closed now. You can probably go in and get a coffee and bring it out. You could last time we were under lockdown. But you can't sit down in there, which I don't mind now because the weather's nice. You don't have to be able to sit down in there. I'm pulling my mask down a little bit now. There's nobody right beside me. So you can probably hear me a little better now with my mask off. I won't be so muffled. Well, it's nice to have a day out all by myself today. Everybody needs that sometimes. You need a day, a couple of days a week, at least 2 or 3 days when you're out and you're just by yourself. Because when you got somebody with you, you have to consider the other person and everything you want to do. You say, well, do you want to go there or do you want to do that? And if they don't, then that ends that one. But when you're by yourself, you don't have to consider anybody. You can just go wherever you want and do whatever you want, and that works out pretty good. Although I do enjoy the company of people with me too. It's not all what I want to do all the time. A couple of days a week is good. So here we are now back at the Scotia Square, the spot where the buses stop here. And that's the little terminal waiting area in there where if you're waiting for a bus and it's cold outside, you can sit in there and wait for the bus. And the Halifax Transit sign on the building. And the overhead, that's part of the pedway system here in Halifax, which I don't know it well yet. I've been on it, but don't know it well. Maybe one day I'll be able to know it really well, but I can get lost in there trying to get through it. Well, there's a little bit of wind here again. Kind of guard my microphone there from the wind, if I can. I know it makes a noise if I touch it. But. Well, my video's still going, so we're on Barrington Street now, for anyone who doesn't know. I'm walking slow because I'm in no big hurry today. It's one of those days where there's not a whole lot to do downtown, and I'm not in a big rush to do anything. Main thing is now I'm going to try to find a coffee somewhere and sit and relax. What I like to do is go over to the Grand Parade area by City Hall, that park, and I get a coffee here somewhere. Maybe I'll just go into the Tim Hortons at Scotia Square and get a coffee, and then go over to the park and sit there for a while and have my coffee. So, let's see. Alright, this video I think is probably well over an hour with the two pieces. I had to stop there in the bridge because something came on that interrupted my video. So on that note, I think I'm going to stand right here and we'll do this corner of Duke and Barrington, and we'll just stop here, I guess, and end this video. So if you're not a subscriber yet, you can subscribe to my channel, and that would be greatly appreciated. And if you like these videos, you like this one, push that like button. And don't push that hate button, though. That's horrible. You don't want to push that. All right? And on that note, you have a wonderful day, and so will I. Until next time, bye for now.